Hey everybody, welcome to day 2. Today we're going to be talking about creating a self-care routine. This is absolutely essential. I know for myself that this was one of the last things I finally realized I had to have to make things work. And I know when talking with other families, especially with moms, this is usually the thing that gets put on the back burner. And as soon as people start practicing some self-care routines again, they see an immediate boost in energy, motivation, and happiness. This is so essential. And if you start doing it right from the get-go, that's why it's day 2. After you create that haven, we start making some self-care routines because it is setting you up for complete success with yourself and your family. Now, within these self-care routines, we're going to have the same 3 processes where we cleanse, we nurture, and we guard. But within each one of these, you are going to make a routine that works with your mind, your body, and your spirit. Now, moving into the cleansing area, now be sure that you print out this guide that goes along with it. You can also just keep it on your computer if you like. I do have the electronic version right here, but I would recommend that you print it out so you can be reminded of these things and don't get off track. But when you're starting with your cleansing, I recommend that you start with your mind. When you're cleansing, make sure that you have a media fast and a meditation routine. Now, these can be at a lower level or a higher level. You might want to do something daily and then something maybe twice a year and something yearly that's more intense. That's usually what I recommend is you have a daily kind of upkeep type routine, and then maybe once a month or every few months you have something that's a little more deep cleansing. So with your media fast as a daily routine, for example, you can have certain times of the day where you just stay away from media. Maybe it's just an hour before bedtime, or maybe you only check your phone a couple times a day. But make sure that you are not constantly on media because your brain needs time to process information. And that is one of the biggest stressors that people don't realize, that when you're looking at your phone or you're looking at the computer, your brain is constantly having to make decisions about what to look at, what to choose, what to click, what not to click. And that creates fatigue on your mind. So you need to make sure that you have daily breaks. If you have less media, the better, right? But we know that you have jobs and you have things that you have to do. So I'm not saying completely cut it out, unless once or twice or a few times a year you want to do a complete media fast, which I do, and I love it, even though it's hard the first couple days. Usually I do it for a week where I will just stay off. Usually I will just have to stay off social media and news because for work I have to be on the computer. But we have even done a full week of total media fast, no TV, no computers, no nothing. And it is lovely. It totally resets your mind. Also make sure that you have some type of meditation. Some people choose a complete traditional type of meditation. Some people use it with prayer. Some people use it with journaling. Make sure you have a process of thinking through those thoughts, being with those thoughts, and being comfortable with those thoughts and working through them. And that might be something you need to work with a therapist on. But I recommend that if you haven't done any meditation at all, start with journaling and then work towards more deep meditation. Then in your next level of cleansing, after you've done your mind cleansing, you're going to want to have some routines with your body. Now, of course, you want to do some kind of detoxing. That might be just drinking more water. That might be going through an elimination diet, which I recommend that everybody does at least once to kind of figure out what their body is sensitive to. But also just making sure that you drink enough water, that you take out sugar every once in a while and kind of cleanse your body. Of course, we want to be eating as healthfully as possible at all times. But if you start getting off track, make sure you detox your body a little bit afterwards to get it cleansed out. And then, of course, we want to cleanse our body physically. Taking showers is totally essential. Now, I know there are health concerns and things where you cannot always shower daily, but if you're a normal, healthy person, that is something you want to make a priority. I know it's hard, especially with littles, but you can make it happen. I know for me, when my kids were super little, I just had to take a shower once they went to bed. And that's the way it happened. But making sure that you do that not only cleanses your body, but does so much for your emotions and mind and spirit as well. But you'd be amazed at how much healthier you are when you cleanse your body daily. And then the last one is breathing within your body. This cleanses your body, cleanses you in terms of your breath, but also actually physically cleanses you. And so I recommend that everybody does some kind of deep breathing, especially when you're stressed, but every day to prep your body, get that body circulating well and oxygenated so that you're working at your best. And then the third one is your spirit. Now, with this first cleansing stage, do a negativity challenge. This is where you are just aware of how much negativity is going through your thoughts. You just identify it. Say, there's a negative thought. Here's a negative piece of information. And see how much of it starts you thinking down a negative path, or if you're just being aware of it and then blocking it. This negativity challenge is just being aware of negativity and then blocking it before it enters your thought pattern. So the first one was mind, where we do a media fast and a meditation of some kind, hopefully daily. Then we do some kind of detox with the body. That means some kind of cleansing of the body, as well as detoxing internally, either with water or supplementation or elimination diet. And then also breath, making sure you deep breathe to get your body fully oxygenated and cleansing out those toxins. And then your spirit, where you are recognizing the negativity that you are either entertaining in your mind or that's being presented to you, and trying to block it from entering your thought pattern. That is the cleansing stage. Next, we move on to the nurturing stage. And with nurturing, with your mind, you want to pick some goals that you're going to be working towards, because that gives your mind a destination and a purpose, and really creates so much more motivation and happiness in your life. And with those goals, some kind of learning needs to take place. So daily learning, whether it's for your job, whether it's for family life, whether it's just pure enjoyment, some kind of learning each day is really going to feed your mind and make you so much happier. Then for your body, make sure nurturing it with not only healthy food and plenty of water, but some kind of movement. Now, of course, we want to work up to where you're exercising and strengthening your body, but if you're not doing any of that right now, do some kind of movement daily, preferably movement that will stretch out your body and be able to get your heart moving a little bit and strengthen your body and create more flexibility down the road. And of course, you want to be mindful about that. You want to check in with physicians and all those things when checking with your diet and exercise. But definitely when you're nurturing your body, that means you're doing some kind of movement, plenty of water, and very mindful, healthful foods. And that may mean that you need to eliminate some practices like sodas and sugars and processed foods, but also any movements or things that are causing your body harm. The last one is, of course, your spirit. And with this part, now that we've already gone through the cleansing period of realizing the negative things we're thinking about or that are coming to us and blocking them, now we want to insert some positivity. This is where we're nurturing our spirit. That may mean that you need to read something daily that's nurturing, maybe scripture or a positive book, or listen to an audio, a podcast, something that is going to feed you positive information and make you want to think positive thoughts more and have something to replace those negative thoughts that were entering your mind. So in the nurturing stage where we're at, with our mind, we are finding some goals and some daily learning, working towards those goals. We are nurturing our body with healthful food and water and some kind of movement daily, and then positively looking for information to feed our mind and spirit with, so that we can not only remove the negativity, but have positivity to fulfill that gap. And then the last stage is guarding this. We have cleansed ourselves and we have started nurturing and feeding. Now we want to guard this so we don't lose ground and go back to having to cleanse over and over. Now, of course, we're going to want to continually cleanse. No one is perfect. We're going to want to continually nurture so we can build up to what we want to be. But this guarding will help us lose less ground. Now, when we're guarding our mind, we're going to want to create some guidance triggers and some affirmations. Affirmations are, of course, positive things that we say to ourselves that remind us of what our goals are, what we're capable of, and feed us positivity. We don't want to lie to ourselves. We want to create things that we say to ourselves that tell us about our potential, about our goals, and things that we want to work towards. And then we want some triggers or reminders. This can be reminders in our phone or alarms. This can be something on our mirror, something on our dream board, or this could even be a person that you meet with. This can be a coach. This can be someone that you meet with daily, like your family at the dinner table. That's a trigger that we're going to talk about something positive about our day or gratitude. And those triggers and those reminders, those routines will help you remember to do those affirmations and to do those positive things. Also, with your body, now that we've talked about the mind with those triggers and alarms, and also affirmations that we're going to feed our mind with, we move on to our body. And with our body, we are going to want to remember that any appointment we keep with ourselves to eat a healthy meal or to do some kind of movement or exercise, we want to treat this appointment as if it were with someone else. It is non-negotiable unless some huge emergency comes up. We will keep that appointment to exercise. We will keep that appointment to drink water. We will keep that appointment to eat a healthful meal. So act like it was someone else outside of you and keep that appointment with yourself. And then, of course, you're going to want to create some kind of supplementation for your body. You want to go see your doctor and see what's going on with my body. Is there something extra that I need to guard my body, to guard any tendencies my body is working towards so I can be at my optimum level? And then lastly is your spirit. Guarding your spirit means that you're going to want to work on keeping positivity in your mind and keeping inspirational things around you. That may mean that you need to limit time with certain people, with certain types of media. That may mean that you need to not be by yourself at certain times of the day because it leads you down a path of negativity. Or it may mean that you need a coach to work you through some processes in your brain. But find someone or something that will help you stay on a positive note longer and inspire you to do better. This also means that you are going to have to be mindful of these things. And like we talked about in the cleansing level, notice when something negative comes up. And many people will find that if they use their strengths to work on their weaknesses, then they will get further and faster. So for instance, maybe you have a weakness in keeping yourself organized or remembering things, but you have a strength with technology or you have a strength with relationships. You can use a person or you can use a reminder in your phone that will help you stay more organized and help you stay more diligent in keeping those appointments with yourself and keeping those reminders to do your affirmations or your gratitude practices. So these are some ideas to work through a self-care routine for you that is unique to you. But remember, this is something that you want to cleanse yourself of negativity, cleanse yourself of bad things you've been putting in your body, cleanse your mind of toxic things you've been putting in your body and start feeding it with good things, and then create boundaries and create appointments and create reminders that will guard those things and keep them on a positive note. So I hope this has helped you. I hope you will also print out these great reminders and put them in a place that you can start creating a self-care routine that you absolutely love. I love to do my self-care routine first thing in the morning. I have them, of course, throughout the day, but the majority of my self-care is done in the morning because that motivates me to get up and start my day with a happy face and a happy outlook. So we'll see you soon on day 3. Talk to you soon.